What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm continuing to show you how to make the Hello Neighbor Alpha 2 basement. We're finishing it in this one. This is part 4. I think it's 4, I don't know. And yeah, as I mentioned, we're going to be finishing off everything. And I'll actually show you the path we go in here, because I might as well, because it's a fairly logical path. Well, I guess, yeah, about as logical as you can get with 15 different alternative pathways. So you know, there is that much, I guess. But yeah, overall, that was pretty good, honestly. A nice short between segment, and then we can get back into Playtime, or not Playtime Co., Chapter 2 of Poppy Playtime. I guess I'm not wrong, it is Playtime Co., but who calls it just Playtime Co. like that? Anyway, yeah, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so let's finish this thing, hopefully. We're going to kind of focus section by section, so we may not even be getting full inventories worth of materials out at a time, but oh my god, my voice. But that is alright regardless. You want to start by getting out, for the first area, oak planks, acacia trapdoors, nether brick fence, yellow carpet, red wool, yellow wool, oak door, and we'll go light blue concrete. So yeah, we'll start with 8, and then we'll just have to get the other ones out. So you want to start by heading all the way over to the furthest, I guess, left area where we would have started, which would be this hallway with the light gray and the cyan walls as the 2 sides. And you want to break your way in, and you want to be kind of standing in front of the door, which would be the point where actual Alpha 2 cuts off. On the right wall, this black and white painting, or whatever this painting is, it's the one that's on the 3rd block up. Just below it on the floor, you'll place an oak plank. Where the painting is on the left wall, you'll count behind it by a block, and off of this oak plank, you'll place an acacia trapdoor open up against the back half of it. Behind that, you'll place 2 trapdoors open up against the right of those blocks. Keep walking forward, and once you hit this white terracotta wall, you should be on the middle white terracotta. You will count right by 1 and place a nether brick fence with a yellow carpet on top. We're going to go left. We're kind of going to work similarly to how we have been doing this for most of the build. And you want to head down this funny little staircase here. And once you hit the bottom row of oak slabs, which is this one, you're going to want to break this oak slab and replace it with a yellow wool. Up diagonally towards you from it on this oak plank, you'll place a red wool, and off of the side of that red wool on the left, you'll place an oak door up against it. I have the handle facing towards the oak slabs. It is kind of up to you, but I think that's the way it faces. Well, actually, closet doors are 2 doors, so I guess there isn't a right or a wrong way. Underneath this floating candle, you'll place a light blue concrete. I told you that'd be important. Heading into the next room, which is this light gray one. Oh, we have a lot going on in here, actually. Clear your inventory and get out an armor stand. An iron chest plate. I almost said pressure plate for some reason. Mangrove stairs. Mangrove trap doors. Spruce fence. Flint and steel. We are burning everything down. Not really. Warp stairs. Green carpet and yellow carpet, and that should be a full inventory. So if you just kind of headed down this, you'll, let's say you're walking down the hallway, you'll turn to the right to this wall, and on the 2nd oak plank up against it, which will be this one, you'll place an armor stand. If you're in Java, you can crouch and click on it once, twice, and it'll put it in this position, and then you just smack a chest plate on it. You'll end up leaving a gap of 3 moving behind it. Note that there will be a candle in the middle, just to ignore that. And on this next oak plank, you'll place a mangrove stair facing away from the armor stand. Off of that, you'll place a trapdoor on the floor. In the corner here where you have these 2 paintings that are like a block apart from each other, just in the very corner on the light gray, you're going to start by counting left by 1, which would be towards the door, and place an upside down mangrove stair facing right. My god, sorry. Up diagonally right from that stair, you'll place an upside down stair facing forward. Spruce fence in front of it with 1 below. This is the point where you want to check your settings and make sure fire spreads is off. If you need it on for some reason, then you can just use campfires here. But I think normal fires make more sense because I don't like all that smoke. In addition, you can do slash game rule. I think it's do fire tick? Yeah, do fire tick false. And for me, it shouldn't change anything, but it might. And on each of these mangrove stairs, along with the top spruce fence, you'll place some, or you just light it on fire like so. You kind of have a 2x2 place that you're taking up here. In the one block that isn't, you're going to place an armor stand facing into that mangrove stair and just place a chest plate on it. You don't want to crouch click this time, it'll just be in this position. Between the mangrove stair and the birch door, you should have 5 like red concrete. On the middle one, you'll place a warp stair. The candles either side of the door, you'll bring either one out with a green carpet, then a yellow, green, yellow, green, and you'll connect each yellow and green together. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. We'll use this spot, I think, to work back up. And before we clear our inventory, we are going to head up the oak here and then just kind of fly up. And you want to be where this lantern is, kind of just sitting in the floor mysteriously. And you want to... On top of the lantern, you're going to place a mangrove trapdoor open up against the right half of it, like so. In this gap, you're going to place an upside down mangrove stair that should be facing away from you. It'll be facing the way you end up kind of running. If you were to, like, be, you know, if you were to take this path, you'd see the stair like this. Below it, off this oak plank, you'll place a mangrove trapdoor open up against that side, so you kind of have the chair again. Get rid of your spruce fence and get out dark oak fence, and right of the lantern, you're placing a dark oak fence and extending it up by 2, like so. Clear your inventory, and we're going to start with, or we're going to use 2 materials here. An end rod and a lime carpet. And you're going to just kind of head backwards, and once you hit this intersection, you'll go right. And at the end here, where you have the candles on the left side, you're going to leave a gap of 2 moving towards you and place an end rod on this block with a lime carpet on top. Now kind of backtrack your backtrack, and you want to be directing to this brick hallway. So essentially the table is there, and I just went whoop and down the brick here. This part is particularly weird. There's a lot of fire and things going on here. Clear your inventory, and you want to get out the following. Oak planks, orange wool, cyan wool, warped slabs, monster spawner, spruce fence, red wool, white concrete. Is there something in that white concrete, or am I dumb? Oh, a smooth quartz slab. That'll be the other thing we get. And I think that'll finish off the stuff here. We just will have to light it on fire. So, we're going to take the left side where you have the doorway here, and you want to count to the 6th brick. So first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, which should be that one. That was a challenge. Not the bottom row of brick, but the row above, you'll just connect across with oak planks. The row above that, you'll do the same, but the far right will be an orange wool rather than an oak plank. Underneath the far right oak plank, you'll place a warp slab and extend it towards you by 1. Place a cyan wool essentially off each side of the warp. That excludes the top. And then you can extend the one leftmost warp that you can, or cyan wool, excuse me, up that you can with 1. And then you'll place a monster spawner on top of that. In front of the monster spawner and this top cyan wool, you'll place a couple of spruce fence. And this oak plank, below that spruce, or yeah, but below the spruce fence, you're going to place a red wool off each side of it, except for, again, you don't want to place one on it. Between these 2 red wool, you'll kind of go up diagonally and place another red wool like so. In front of the gap between them, you'll place a warp slab. Gap of 1 to the right, you'll have a smooth quartz slab here, which will have white concrete on every side. Which is just like, except for the left, I guess, you are leaving the left open. Get out flint and steel, and if you'd like, you can use netherrack on this segment. I did for some reason, but it doesn't matter because fire spreads would be off, so the fire would just kind of stay there. But to the right of this warp slab, you'll light this block on fire, and in the kind of gap between the red and cyan wool, you'll also light that one on fire. Nice. We can head left now, and you want to get out the following. Oak planks, spruce fence, item frames, and levers, and that's all we'll get for now. And you want to head to the left and just start moving towards, or moving down this white terracotta hallway until you see the light gray. You're going to stop on the very last white on this, like, right wall, which is technically not the last one, but it's the one that sticks the furthest out. And off of it, you'll place an oak plank like so. From that oak plank, count towards you by 1 and right by 2, and place 3 spruce fence moving up on that block. They should end up below a lantern. Towards you from the bottom spruce fence, you'll place another oak plank. Keep moving along this hallway, there is nothing else here, and you want to head to this birch door. To the left of the cobbled deepset, you'll place an item frame with another one above and below it, and you'll have a lever in each. I renamed the lever to key. It doesn't really matter if you do that or not, because who cares? But that is something that I did, though. I cared a lot more about that at the beginning of this project. I'm just not gonna lie. Like, the further I've gotten, the less I've been particular about those details. Anyway. Next stuff is just black concrete and the spruce trapdoors. And so you want to head through the birch door and head down the left path. And you want to essentially keep going until you, at the left wall, you have this flat portion. And then it essentially follows around, and you'll almost be on the very last light gray row, actually. You'll be on this, like, these 3 rows. And if you take the frontmost row, this bottom light gray, you'll place a black concrete off of it. Place spruce trapdoors on each side, but the kind of back side that'll face towards the hole in the floor there. That is all for this pathway. So backtrack again and head to the right this time. And let me get over there real quick so I can see what we actually need to do. There's nothing in the iron hallway, so head to the, like, brick room after this. Which I guess we could have just gone down the hole. That would have been easier, but whatever. And you want to get out. Levers, red concrete, iron bars, and we might as well get stuff for the final room of this portion. Warp fence, warped planks, a blue bed. What is this design? Green carpet, and yellow carpet whenever I get there, which I'm there now. So yeah, that'll be enough to finish off this path. And then we'll just end up backtracking, and I think that'll be everything. This shouldn't really be a long video. So, if you're looking towards the cyan concrete hallway, you'll just kind of trace the outside of this brick here with iron bars. You'll just make sure you have a 1x2 gap that you can still walk through. That is the only real requirement. Left of it on the, like, center block of the 3, you'll just place a lever on this brick. On the right side, you'll place a red concrete in the center on this brick wall, and it should be on the bottom row. And left, you'll place another red concrete if you're looking at it. You'll have a lever off that one. You can then just head through this hallway and head into this last room, which is also a brick room. But again, we're not done after this because we still have to go up this path and do a bunch of stuff there. So if you just walked in and you're looking at the birch door, you want to head to the right, and in the very corner, place 2 warp fences extending left. Place warp planks on top, and then a blue bed on that with the pillow portion of the bed, or the head of the bed, up against the wall. Heading out from the birch door, you're going to do alternating green and yellow carpet until you're at the end of the room, which should be this green. It'll be just before the brick wall is. You'll place another row of this to the right. And that's literally all in this room. Crazy. We can head up, and we'll again do the next 2 rooms, I think, simultaneously, just as far as materials are concerned. So you want to start by getting out a spruce plank, mangrove stair, mangrove trapdoor, mangrove slab, white carpet, blue carpet, red concrete. For some reason, I used a stone button this time instead of a lever, but you do also need a lever either way, so yeah, those will be the final 2. Again, head up if you're not already up here. You want to head up, and so if you take the right wall, you'll take the fourth second, which is 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be this one. Just before a row of 3 is after that. And on this front, light gray, you'll place the spruce plank. Heading along, you're now going to focus on the left wall. On the furthest, like, out row where it sticks out here, you'll take the, out of the middle 2 light gray, the backmost one, and place a mangrove stair facing towards you. Have a mangrove trapdoor kind of off the stair on the bottom, and have one open up against the side of it like so as well. Heading into the next room, if you take the white terracotta to the left immediately when you get here, you're going to leave a gap of 3 and place 2 mangrove slabs. Just ignore the candles as we do gaps and stuff, because there will be some, but I'm counting them as a gap because I barely noticed them anyway. Right of that, you're going to place 2 mangrove slabs from each slab, and then blue carpet. Surround the blue carpet and white carpet, and you'll take the front and back whites and extend them left by 1 each. In the front left-hand corner of the room, that would be this between the, like in the white terracotta full corner. You're going to go back diagonally right by 1 and place a red concrete. Extend it back by 1, and then off the right of that one, you'll place a stone button. Looking back at the doorway we just came from, you'll take the right side of white terracotta, excuse me, and the one at eye level and place a lever. That is all for this room. The funny little spiral staircase doesn't have anything going on, so we're just going to kind of drop down the ladder, and we're going to work from there, which is right here. Climb on down. And so you can clear your inventory, and I'm going to keep the mangrove stairs and mangrove trapdoors, because I do believe we need those again. And you want to get out. Spruce slabs, which we're going to use for like a plank or two. Item frame. Black terracotta. And spruce trapdoor. And that actually should finish it, I think. Don't quote me on that. I will double check. We don't need the trapdoors, by the way, for the mangrove. I will double check before we're actually, like, I for sure say it, but I feel like that is the final area, or this is the final area we need to do. So you want to take the rightmost row in this hall. Well, actually, you just want to take the ladder, and you can just trace the ladder all the way and just place a spruce slab at the very last oak plank. Following around the curve, you'll be paying attention to the left wall where it again sticks the furthest out. And if you look at the center blue, you'll kind of wave from you to this sign and place a mangrove stair facing into it. Direct your attention back to the right wall, and you're going to take not the outermost, but the kind of next one over, which is this row of 4. And you'll take this cyan, not the one against the like diagonal, but this one here, and you'll place a spruce plank covering it up. Off the left of that, you'll place an item frame with a black terracotta in it. Keep tracing the right wall until you have this one diagonal, and you have like 2 diagonals where there are 2, and you're going to take this second one, which should be actually in line with the gap right here, just perfectly in line with the gap. And the blue concrete on it, you'll place a mangrove stair off of this, and kind of towards that opening. You'll count, I guess it'd be left from it by 2 if you're looking at it, but it's towards the like birch door over there by 2. And you're going to place 2 spruce trapdoors still heading in that direction. And, yeah, once you loop back, you'll be, like, done. There isn't any other alternative paths as far as I'm concerned, because, yeah, we did... Yeah, no, we got it all. That was literally not even 20 minutes. I do apologize the parts for this one were weird lengthwise, because I know we had some that were, like... I know the first one was 45, and then it was, like, 39, 39, or, like, it was, like, 39, 35, and then 20. I do apologize. It was so weirdly done like that. But yeah, anyway, once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Hello Neighbor Alpha 2 basement complete. That was not that bad. Definitely a lot easier than the Act 1 basement. 10 out of 10 would do this one again. Except I wouldn't, because why would I? Thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, like I said, I did make it twice for the purpose of the tutorial. If you do have any other tutorial suggestions, do let me know. That's a lot of tutorial wording. I do want to do, again, as I mentioned at some point in this, the Alpha 4 and whatever beta it is that has a basement. I don't remember. I feel like it's 3, but yeah, because those are made, and they'd be fun, I think. But anyway, with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.